Fox is here, and I'm bringing you my monthly wrap-up favorite summary. I still don't know how to call those videos, but this is my May wrap-up. The month of May was really busy for me. First of all, my parents were here, and then we went to Niagara Falls, which was the first traveling that I did in May. And then once they left, I went to Chicago for the book con, and I spent almost a week in Chicago, which was amazing. And those two were my major trips for the month of May, and to be honest, I cannot even pick between them. I mean, a weekend with my parents at the Niagara Falls, or almost a week at Chicago with my friends plus a book con. I cannot even compare. I loved both of those trips. But because I did a lot of traveling, I didn't have much time to read. And during the month of May, I read only 11 ebooks, and most of them were not. I seem to be saying that a lot, but unfortunately, most of them were okay reads. They were not horrible. I read way more horrible books in June, but they were not perfect either. I'm going to just put links down below. There were some of them that were decent. All of them were mature type of romance novels, and I was reading them on my Kindle while I was traveling because I didn't really have brain power for anything else. And I enjoyed some of them. Some of them were too trashy, but I will just leave links down below for you to have a look at them if you want to. I'm not even recommending any of those, but I read one book that I really wanted to finish before I went to BookCon, and that was, of course, Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. I really enjoyed this book. I finished reading Red Queen, and I almost right away jumped into Glass Sword, and I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, but if you follow me on Goodreads, you probably noticed that it's still in my currently reading books because I'm a bit torn about what sort of rating to give this book on Goodreads. I enjoyed it, and I think it was better written than book number one. It's way more developed. There is more character development. There is more stuff happening, and good and bad stuff. But there were some things in this book that I did not enjoy, and I feel very conflicted about it. The rating is somewhere between 3.5 and 4 stars, probably closer to 3.5. And I also started reading the collection of short novellas, The Cruel Crown, which is above me, but I'm too lazy to take it out from the shelf. And I haven't finished reading that, and there is a reason for that. I actually want to do a separate discussion video for the whole series, the series as it is so far, for Red Queen, Glass Sword, and Cruel Crown. And I have a lot of issues with this series, and they are not only with the way the characters are treated, but it's also with some stuff that the author, some twists that the author decided to go with. And I do enjoy drama, but I do not enjoy drama for the sake of drama, and I feel very conflicted. Even right now, as I'm filming this, I'm not ready to give my final rating to this book. I did enjoy it, and I am going to continue with the series. It's just, there are some things that made me really conflicted, to the point that when I read for a story of those two novellas in The Cruel Crown, I almost wanted to DNF it, and I was so angry and frustrated over some small thing that I decided to put it aside and leave off rating the Glass Sword as well. And because of that, I'm not even ready to tell you anything, but I'm pretty sure I will film a separate video because I really want to explain what made me so conflicted about this world and about the writing. In the terms of TV shows, I didn't really have much time to watch any, but I did watch 2 movies. One was Insurgent, which is movie number 2 in the Divergent series. And since I read the books, I obviously wanted to watch the movies. And as you know, I watched Divergent only a month ago. And I finally decided to watch Insurgent. And I was so surprised because it's so different in the feeling from the book itself. Insurgent is book number 2 in the series, and it's one of my least favorite ones in the series, as if you probably know already. And that book was so focused on the way Triss was feeling, the way she was so upset and devastated with the loss of her parents, and she got fixated on the thought that she was the reason why they died, and she kept thinking that everyone that he's getting close to is going to die as well, which put a strain on her relationship with Four and also on her relationship with other of her friends. And she was also devastated over the fact that she had to kill one of her friends. And because of all of that, there was a lot of conflict and a lot of emotion and a lot of angst and a lot of darkness in the book. And since the book is written from the first point of view, you get that perspective. You basically live in Trey's head, and you can tell that she was really, really depressed. But when I watched the movie, it didn't have the same feeling. It was dark at times, but the conflict, internal conflict and that depression was kind of washed out. And I do understand that there are certain things that you cannot really show on screen for various reasons, and there are certain things that should not be shown on screen, or maybe there is just no way of showing it, even with all, like, computer graphics and everything, because you have to really convey the emotion. And for me, the book was really, really tense, really emotional. I could tell that Triss was really exhausted. She kept running everywhere. She was constantly, suffering from her injuries, physical, not only her mental. And that was, like, I could feel it while I was reading the book. That's why I didn't really like the book, because Triss was so conflicted in it. But in the movie, everything was kind of more simple, and there were also small things that were taken out from the movie. And one of those things was that I really kind of gave a different perspective. I know that Triss was very suspicious of Marcus, and she didn't trust him, and mostly because of his, obviously, the way he treated his son. But at the same time, in the book, Triss overheard him talking to the leader of Amity. She realized that they knew each other and that they had something going on there, and that was completely left out from the movie, as well as the fact that they use some sort of drug that keeps Amity people kind of pliant and basically very happy, and not they're not trying to rebel or fight or anything like this. And this also was left out from the movie. And I enjoyed the movie just because I read the book, but I feel as if I watched the movie and then read the book, I probably, after watching the movie first, I wouldn't have picked up the book at all, because it was kind of confusing and at times, and some of the things didn't really make much sense. It was kind of more simplistic on screen than it was in the book, but I still enjoyed it. And I watched Captain America Civil War, which was very good, and I really enjoyed it because of the whole internal conflict between Avengers. And I think it was a very well done movie. There were a lot of conflict in there and a lot of epic fighting that I really enjoyed. And I think in a way, Captain America Civil War coincided with Superman versus Batman, because it also raises the same question whether the superheroes should be liable for whatever damage they cause while trying to save the world. And I think it was very well done, and in a way, I mean, if you remember my previous wrap-up, you probably know that I thought that even though from cinematography perspective, Superman vs. Batman was very well made and the music was outstanding, but the plot itself was too poorly executed because there was no character depth. Everything was flat, everything was too simplistic. But with Captain America, I didn't have this feeling. Maybe because I enjoy watching the Avengers movies way more than I enjoy Superman as a whole. But nevertheless, I did enjoy it way more. I think it was very well made, and if you haven't watched it, watch it. What's you doing? Just watch it. And I know that people are divided into Captain America team and Iron Man team, and even though I did like Bucky way more in this movie than in all previous ones, I honestly disliked him in the very first Captain America movie. I just disliked him. I don't know why, but I didn't like him at all. But in this movie, I liked him, and I really enjoyed how Steve was very protective because it was his best friend, and he was feeling very loyal to him, but I still love Iron Man. Tony Stark is my thing. I'm sorry, yeah, he's just... So, Iron Man, all the way. I'm sorry. I didn't listen to any music. Okay, I'm lying. I did listen to some music, but I didn't listen to anything new, so I don't have any music recommendations for you. There was only one play that I went to see in May, and that was a broadcast of National Theatre's Handman. I really enjoyed the play, and I'm going to link my video review down below for you to watch it, because I made a separate video review for the play. I enjoyed it. It was not my favorite production. Nevertheless, I think it was very well done in terms of the whole black humor. But yeah, if you want to know more about National Theatre, and I made a video specifically about National Theatre and National Theatre anti-live broadcasts, and also I'm also going to put a link for it down below so you can watch it if you want to. Okay, this is it, guys. It's kind of like very short wrap-up video. I'm going to be still making these videos because I like to recapture everything that happened to me during the month, especially if I travel a lot or if I go to see a lot of plays. I like doing some sort of wrap-up that involves more than just books. As you know, I do weekly book wrap-ups. And yeah, this is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!